Morning, folks. Welcome back. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for any new subscribers. I really appreciate that. So, I haven't made a video in a couple of 3 days. It's been awfully busy. And the firewood has been cut, split, stacked, and it's been drying, right? So ideally I would, where it was put up late in the season, typically when that happens, what I do is let it sit until for about another month, then I'll put it into the woodshed. But folks, we're supposed to get up to 3 inches of rain. Well, we need the rain, right? But we don't need 3 inches all at once. So I'm kind of hoping we don't get all of that, right? So I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what we get. But I had to cover the wood piles to protect it a little bit from the rain. We're supposed to get anywhere from 30 to 35 mile an hour gusts with the rain, so that means the rain's going to be blowing sideways, right? So I've decided to start stacking wood in my woodsheds, right? So it's been really busy, folks, between the end of the garden stuff and, you know, the homestead stuff in the fall. It's just, it gets crazy, insane busy, folks. It does. And when you're doing it by yourself, it's it's pretty crazy. So I wanted to come on and say hi, and that I'm still alive. But I wanted to give you an update. Let me dig in my pocket. Which pocket did I put it in? Right there. I wanted to give you an update on the vitamin capsules, the end of the garden remnant capsules. See, I put it in this. It's an amber colored glass, and that keeps the light out even more because I keep this on my kitchen table out of the sunlight, right? So I started out with 1 capsule in the morning and 1 capsule in the evening, and I found that I had a little bit more energy. I could do a little bit more for a little bit longer and work a little bit harder with less pain because I have pretty decent arthritis, right? So then I'm like, well, let me see what I can do if I take 2 in the morning and 2 at night. Big difference, folks. Now I want to show you, if I can get a hold of it. These are size, these are size 0, and I just dropped it, folks. They're awfully slippery, and I don't have very good dexterity in my hands, folks. I don't feel a lot in my fingertips. But right there, pardon my dirty hands, I've been in the garden for a bit. So, kale and Swiss chard. And I lost it, folks. I don't even see it on the ground, and the ground is wet. So, I guess I just ruined one, folks. Well, that's not good. I can't keep doing that. So, anyway, I found that with 2 in the morning and 2 at night, I have a lot more energy. I have not had to take an ibuprofen or 2 or 3, or aspirin or 2 or 3 during the day. The pain is definitely lessened. It has lessened, and I'm doing the same thing, if not more, folks. I'm lugging wood. I am bending and twisting and turning, and my knees take a toll, right? So I have found that The only thing I have changed is taking those vitamin capsules. And again, it is raw kale and raw Swiss chard, dried, ground up, powdered up, put in capsule form. I have no idea how much I am taking in. I have no way to do the grams or milligrams. I suppose I could weigh it. I have a digital scale that will weigh it, but I don't have time for that, folks. But it's like going out into your garden, picking a kale leaf and eating it raw from the garden, right? Without the bitter taste. So it's raw foods that have been dried and put in capsules, and my body is saying thank you very much. So that's something I will continue doing, and that's something that I will definitely plan for more of next year. Now, folks, dandelion season. A lot of folks do not like dandelions. They consider them a noxious weed, and they kill them, right? They dig them up and they kill them. They don't even eat them, folks. I encourage dandelions to grow here. When I moved here, it was in the woods. There wasn't a single dandelion. So what I would do is go where there was a bunch of dandelions, and I would gather the seed when they go to seed, bring them home, and I would spread them around. Slowly but surely, folks, I'm getting a dandelion here and a dandelion there. It's been a slow process for a noxious weed. It doesn't like it here. So over the course of 6-8 years, I've been doing that every year. So eventually, after I die, there'll be a lot of dandelions here. But I know where I can get them anyway. So what I plan on doing next year is during dandelion season is going to harvest some, and I will be drying them throughout the summer, and I will be powdering them up and mixing them with garden produce, capsuling them, and getting even more nutrients in me pill form, right? So if you don't like dandelion greens, it could be big and bitter. That's just more powder you're going to get, right? And if you dry them and capsule them up, you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck, right? So that's what I plan on doing next year, along with what I usually do at the end of the garden season. Only this year I'm paying better attention and I'm being more diligent about it. And honestly, this is the first year I've capsuled them. I've just been drying them and using them in foods. But I can see my body is saying thank you for giving me those raw, dark, leafy vegetables in capsule form. I won't have to taste them, right? And somebody asked me if they bother the stomach. They don't bother my stomach. I take them with food or with coffee, something in my stomach, right, to help absorb that. And they do not make me burp. So that's always good, right? You don't have to taste that. So it is about it is about 32 degrees, and I am up in my garden. There's a lot of things I still need to do, and I need to pile some firewood, and I go to bed early tonight, right? So I did pull the rest of my beets yesterday afternoon, and I've got to bring them in. And what I am doing with my beets, folks, is I am washing them and then peeling them and then grating them, putting them into shreds, and then I'm drying them in my dehydrator mesh hanging bag thingies inside the house, and they are drying nicely. So those will be powdered up and put in with the kale, the Swiss chard, the parsnip leaves, all of the dark leafy vegetables that are still doing well in the garden despite all the hard frost. So that's what I plan on doing. Yeah, so that's that, I guess. So anyway, thank you all for being here, and thank you for being patient with my absence for a day or two. Like I said, it's a very busy time of year. There's a lot that's got to be done, and the up to 3 inches of rain that is coming. That means I'm on a time frame to get everything done that I need to. We don't need 3 inches of rain in one sitting, folks. We just don't need that. And we don't need 30, 35 mile an hour winds to go with that. We just don't need that, folks. So anyway, I am going to go in and I am going to check on my fire. Maybe even have another cup of coffee. That'll be two. And get back at it. So I may or may not do another video today. I know there's a lot of things I would like to say. A lot of things I would like to say that I won't say, but I will get into a little bit of what I think and a little bit of my shame on you type thing, right? Not not you folks, but shame on what is happening and where I think that might be going. It'll be my opinion only. But it's what I feel, it's what I think, and it's what I believe that is coming down the road. And it's not looking good, folks, right? It's just not looking good. So maybe you'll see me a little bit later, maybe you won't, but we'll see what's happening. Thank you. Bye-bye.